to green, because green is 2 levels higher than you. You have to go from blue to orange to green. Like I said, if you get confused, you can just scroll down and look at the terrain level, and whatever color you're on, you can only go to the one that's to the left or the one that's to the right. You can't go more than that, unless you're on light green. You can go to gray and dark green because they're both level 4. No, passive abilities don't take action points, but you have to roll a determination. Everybody has a determination of 12 to start, with a max of 24. You roll 2d12s, and you have to beat the number that your determination's at. If you beat it, your determination goes up by 2 points, so it would go from 12 to 14, making it harder the next time. But if you fail, it goes down by 1, making it easier the next time. All right, Ryan. Oh nope, it's the end of the turn, and this guy is going to attack me because I am the only one in range. Oh fuck my life. An 11. The central relic. If you're within 4 range of it, I looked. No, it's actually 4 spaces for the active relic and 2 spaces for inactive relics. Okay, so and it also says that it only rolls your defense, not any other thing. So you only roll your defense die, which means I have to crit, otherwise I lose. I have life. Oh, I was so close. I was so close. All right, so I take a wound. What? Mine was an 11. Yeah, but here, no, there you go. 6. You have to beat a 6. Yes. All right. So there you go. Well, that's good. Boss just took a damage as well as me. All right. So Ryan, now it's your turn. What was that, Mike? The relic you want to walk. One of us wants to walk next to it and spend 2 action points to activate it, in which it'll pull a relic effect card, which will give us a buff or Noah a debuff. It is your turn, Ryan. No, you have to go around them. Well, all right. Tell me what you're trying to do, and we'll see what we can do with. Well, well, your character, you didn't. You're on us 3 up top. Us 3 up top are one team. All the demon looking guys are, yes. Those are the guys on the bottom. Our end goal is to kill the big guy that the gun is pointing at, or the crystal at the bottom, the blue crystal. But don't worry about the blue crystal right now. So you didn't really look at your character, I don't think. I think you just saw Susan and wanted to play the character, kind of like Mike. So your character is more of a healer, like support character. You have a heal, and you have a buff, and you have one damaging ability. So right now you could potentially put you could put a buff on me or heal me, and then move. Buff me. Okay, so your abilities are here to pump you up. That's your buff. So you spend 1 action point and roll your determination roll. So that same button that you pressed last time. All right. So there you go. Perfect. He rolled his determination. He must beat a 12. He's got a 16. So now your determination is going to go up to 14, making it harder next time. But you buffed me with 1/1. So now my defense goes up by 1, and my attack goes up by 1. You can also buff Mike because it's only 1 action point. You have 4 action points total for the entire round. Yeah, it's actually really good that you're first. What? Well, depending on what's going on, I mean, you can keep it up at all times, really. You can still move 3 spaces, yeah. Yes, perfect. Sure. I'm actually, th- well, 3 away. Like the relic is the third space away from me. Yes, I'm 4 away from you. All right, Ryan, you actually have 3 actions left. You can take an action to, well, technically, nope, nope, you can't do that. Get out of here. Go, nope, go back one more. There you go. Because you buffed me, you can't sprint. So essentially, you're done right now. Just stay there. Yeah, just stay there. All right, Mike's turn. Determination roll. Hmm. Determination of 12. Fail. So you would go down to 11. You can still. Hmm? What was that, Mike? If you fail. Nope. I mean, movement is free, sir. Like right now, you could move, attack, move, attack, move, attack, move, attack, essentially. Well, yeah, you're pretty much stuck right there because you can't go to the blue from there because of the movement restriction due to the height. You can move. Let's see. You can move there. You can move one more left if you wanted to. Um, but yeah, you're pretty much. Oh, your move is 3. Okay, I was thinking it was 4. All right. So then that would be your turn right now. No, you don't have any buffs. I'll tell you that right now. All right. So your turn's over. 1, 2, 3. I will spend my 2 action points to activate the relic deck. Oh yeah. Ooh, eat it. All right. So we just got the Wrath card, which deals 1 wound to all of Noah's units. All right. So that was 1, 2, 3. I have one more movement. You you should have actually just looked at the characters and what they do, and you wouldn't have got the support, Ryan. All right, Noah, it is your turn, sir. Thanks, Ryan. There's a little bit more to it with combat and everything. Okay. I changed some things around, so make sure you're looking at that. No, it's I made it tenacity because its main stat is headshot. It's like, all right. So do your roll. Ooh, fuck you. All right. So I take 2 wounds. Motherfucker. Ryan, you're gonna have to heal me next turn. All right. So there we go. I don't take any damage from that. Noah, are you hitting the up button so you don't have to retype it? If you just hit the up arrow, it'll cycle through what you typed. You're not attacking with that guy? Oh, there you go. 13? What the fuck? Jesus Christ. 5 goes to 3. Oh, did that warrior sprint over there? Failed determination. No, you're going a little crazy with that, with that, let's see, warrior. No, if this happens, I think I'm getting rid of this card forever. Or changing it in a way that this can't happen. Alright. Well, the one good thing is, oh no, they can all move. Well, no. You're only going to be able to get... What happened? Yeah, I just moved them onto the board. He's going to move them in a second. You can't move that one there. You can't move them there. They have to be adjacent to your guy. No, this one can't be there. It's not adjacent to your guy. Yes, but the one up top is not adjacent to anything. What happened? Something to do with defense rolls. melee attack rolls. Once Noah's done moving, then the relic attacks everything. I just want you guys to know that I'm going to die right here. For whatever reason, this character dies within like 2 rounds of the game every time. It's a, tenacity. No, a tenacity. No, those 2. One. I forgot the slash. Your 12 is probably better than whatever's going to come out anyway. Oh, 17? Jesus. Okay. Yeah. There you go. I'm dead. Alright, so now the relic's going to attack pretty much all of your units, Noah. Alright, so we're going to attack the big guy first. It's a little bit longer than usual just because Noah, you're supposed to be rolling a defense roll for your big guy. Yes. he takes 1 wound. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3. What? What? All right. Well, no, that's that one. Okay, so now I'm doing your attacking your mage. Well, it has to. I have to do it. All right, at the end of the turn. Okay. Well, so then that's your archer. One of your 2 archers at the edge of the bridge. Okay. And then that's the other archer. Okay. No. Yeah. All right. So that's gone. That's gone. That's gone. That's gone. Okay. And then Ryan, this is for you. You have to roll. If you go to your card, let's see if you go to your where your abilities are, and you're gonna want to go to the one that says Def Only, the last one on the bottom, and roll that. That rolls your defense stat only, because you're trying to defend against the tower attacking you. Oh shit, you know what? Don't worry about that, Ryan. Noah, put your archer back. No, we gotta put it back because it's only supposed to be 2 range for a deactive tower. It's not active anymore. Well, I guess, yeah, we can do that because it's actually not deactivated until a new one's drawn. No, you're not dead. You took 1 wound, so you're down to 5 from 6. All right, end of the turn. A new relic location is coming out. It is the orange relic, so the bottom right relic is now active. Noah, you need 2 cards. Alright, Ryan, I'm going to help you out here a little bit. So you guys are going to have to try and stick together. So, Ryan, I would, if I were you, move like here to there, something like that. And then I would cast your buff onto, or attempt to cast your buff onto Mike. That is your... No, that's your determination again. You might fail because your determination's kind of high. Yeah, you failed. Yeah, you have to roll 15. So now you're at 13. Alright, let's see. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 1 ability, a damage ability, that you can attack this warrior with. Called Go to the Light. So you're going to want to roll your... the button that says ATT and TEN. Okay, 4. So Noah, your warrior in the front there has to defend against a 4. Tenacity. Oh, wow. Alright, so uh, you can actually attack again. Do it again, Ryan. Do it again. Do it again. So you got to beat a 6, Ryan. Roll. Same thing. Yeah. There you go. Boom. So 1 wound and you're blinded, but blind doesn't matter for melees anyway. Alright. So Ryan, your turn is over. You have no actions and no movements left. Now it's Mike's turn. Sure. No. You should have a range of 4. You could actually go back 1, I think. Yeah, with the paintbrush. Mm-hmm. So you roll your. So if you go to back up to the top and go to attributes and abilities, there should be one that says ATT and CNT. Hit that macro button and it'll roll them automatically for you. Yes. Oh, 5. So Noah's summoner has to defend against a 5. Or sorry, not your summoner, your support. Do it again, Mike. You'll do better this time. Yeah, you have 4 total. No, movement's free. You you can spend 1 action point a turn to move 1 extra space. Or spend all actions to move 3 extra spaces. Alright, so they all take 1 damage. That kills the 2 archers. And then, Mike, you still have 2 movement. No, 1 movement. Whatever. Alright. Noah, it's on you. Mm-hmm. And right now, currently, you can sprint and use your determination since it doesn't use actions. Your determination roll. Your passive. So, Mike, in essentially, if you do have your determination roll pass, you can move 8 spaces total. Maximum. What's up, Ryan? No, we're not making a video game anymore. We're making a tabletop game. You want to come watch? Do you have a D? Do you have a roll D20 account? You do not. Oh, that's fine. Actually, the link should be in the chat there. If you click that link, you have roll 20. All right. Yeah. So just go there and join the game, and you can watch it. Noah spent 2 cards and like all of his life to kill me in the second round. I was about to say D3. We don't do that. You're going against Mike. So Mike, in your abilities, you're gonna roll your defense, def plus balance macro. Yes, and you have to beat an 11. Oh. God damn, nobody can make defense rolls. So, yes, Ryan. Yes, correct. If it doesn't say the range of, if it on your ability it doesn't say the a range, it's whatever the range of your normal character is. So it's 3. Ooh. Okay. Wait, no, did you? Oh, you 11, 10. Yes. One more time. Beat that 6. Come on, Mike. Same one. Defense control. Yeah. All right. He has 4 life left. Yeah, the 12's already in there. No. Daze, the subject model is unable to make melee attacks. Not yet. What? 4, yes. Alright, Mike, you're going to roll your defense tenacity dice. Damn. Noah's just on a roll. Fucking rolls tonight. You still won. Mike rolled an 8. Oh, guys, since we have an extra player here, and this game is going downhill really fast, do we want to chalk it and start a new game? That wasn't the question, Ryan. That was not an answer that I threw out there. All right, Ryan, you go to sleep. I will take over your character. We do have another Ryan. 6 years. Six long years. All right, so maybe we'll play one day during the like weekend during the day, so you're not sleeping. All right. All right, later, Ryan. Noah, we're starting a new game. Noah, we're starting a new game. Noah, we're starting a new game. No, we're starting a new game. Don't worry about it. Do you want to play a different character, Mike? Okay. All right. Ryan, go into the journal. Look at the heroes. Pick a hero that you want to play. Well, yeah, they all have different skills and things. Jeopardy? What? You're gonna play Penny? Pocket Penny is a support character. Okay. Health. Alright, so now I gotta give you the whole rundown. But I think you'll get it a little bit faster than Ryan did. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. No, I wasn't being negative in any way. Alright, Ryan, if you open up... Did you open up the journal for Penny? Okay. So if you go to Attributes and Abilities, it'll show you under the abilities the different roles you can do in macros that I picked up. What? You have to go up top to Attributes and Abilities tab. Oh, I didn't give... Okay, I didn't give you... Yeah, I didn't give you control yet. Give me 1 second. Alright. Tina is going to do something this game. I have a feeling. Tina's had a rough time. Alright, so you are playing Pocket Penny. And you now have control over her. All right. Noah, what do you want? Okay, two archers. Here's your warrior. If you want to do that, it makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, Mike, if you like, you will at some point. If you check the boxes for these characters, like the either show in macro bar or show as token, they'll show up on your screen every time you select your characters, so you don't have to like switch back and forth. I forgot about that. So you can just stay on like the stat screen. All right, so you wanted two archers, archer, archer. He's dead. 2-2. He's dead. 2-2. Ryan, do you play D&D on the computer? Or do you play live? Do you play on Roll20? So, good. You know all the controls and everything. I don't have to explain it to you. Alright, this is one rule that you don't have though, Ryan, is your balance roll. You just have to roll that. It's by itself for roll order. No, I didn't make a macro for it because you don't really use it that much by itself, so I didn't bother making a macro. Mike, so you want to roll your balance, yeah. God damn it, Mike. Rolling 6. You just, no, you gotta do D6, Mike. Mike, you gotta go put the D in front of it. Mike, put the D in front of the 6. Mike, you're only rolling 6. There you go. It's whatever is on your character sheet. So if you look at your character sheet, your balance is at 8. Yes, all those numbers correlate to a dice. So your attack is 6, a D6, your defense is a D10, 8, 8, 8. Alright, so just wait on Ryan's roll. Just, Ryan, just roll. It is named balance because you did the macro wrong. It's at and then the brackets. Alright, so I go first, Mike goes second, Ryan goes third, and then Noah goes last. Alright, so the quick rundown, Ryan. If you scroll down to the bottom of the map, you'll see the legend. You can only go up or down one terrain level. So if you're on orange, you can only go to blue or light green, so on and so forth. Pretty simple. You cannot go through units. There is unit collision, so you can't go through a unit space. You can't go through trees or the little relic things that are spread out across the map. Trees and relics block line of sight. What else do you need to know? Relics. So the relics at the end of the round. Jesus Christ, Mike. At the end of the round, each relic will attack. If it's the active relic, it'll have an attack range of 4 hex. If it's not an active relic, it'll only have an attack range of 2. The middle relic starts out active, and if you claim a relic by getting to it and spending 2 action points, we draw a card from the relic deck, and it'll either give us a buff or Noah a debuff. Permanent, and it stays throughout the entire game. Once a relic is claimed, a new relic will be drawn at the end of that turn, and then you can go to that one to get another buff or debuff until it's claimed. So if nobody goes to claim the one in the center, it'll always be active and will always have 4 range at the end of a turn to attack. Once it's claimed, it'll go dormant or it'll go inactive and it'll have a range of 2 to attack, and then one of the other 4 will become active. Yes, there's only one active at a time until it's claimed. The middle. Yeah, the center one's always starts. Um, it attacks at the end of every round. Yes, if anybody's in range, it'll attack anybody in range. Um, yeah. Okay. So then the other things you need to know. Oh shit! I kind of just fucked that up. Sorry, Noah. Shuffle that up again. Fuck. Come on. I gotta recall and shuffle. Sorry, no. If you like that card, my bad. Um, so Ryan, you get 4 action points per turn. Movement is free. You can spend all of your action points to move an extra 3 spaces. You can spend 1 action point once per turn to move an extra 1 space. That makes sense? Um, Wait, what? What? I'm sorry. God damn it, Ryan. Look at your character sheet. You base get 4 movement, yes. Or spend all action points and move 3 extra. Yes. So you have a passive ability. Your passive ability is cleanse. That requires a determination roll. You'll see that you have a macro for determination, a D roll it might be called. Um, if you roll that, it's a number fluctuating between 1 and 24 essentially. It starts out at 12. If you succeed in beating that number, so if your first roll is a 14, you succeeded, the number will increase by 2, so it'll go to 14. And then if you fail the roll, it'll go down. So um, the more you succeed, the harder it gets. The more you fail, the easier it gets. But where's what? It's Yeah, well, it is. It's your see that 12. Like if you click on your character and see the 12, every time that you try a determination roll, that will change. So if you were to pass, that would go up to 14. If you were to fail, that would go down to 11. You'll catch on. You're not going to be doing many determination rolls, I don't think, but oh no, you will actually. I lied. Your whole class is pretty much determination rolls. Yes. Yeah. All right. So we're just gonna go. You'll learn on the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So then I think Mike and then Ryan it was. Yeah. Yes, sir, Mike. Ryan's go. You can't. You're not in range. Look at your character stats sheet. Thank you, Noah. Don't worry. Don't do it. Don't do it because you're. Yeah. The only thing that's fine. If I take 1 damage, I take 1 damage. That's not a big deal. Because what? Yeah. It's only. I'm trying. I'm trying to save your determination. That's what I'm trying. Okay. All right. So Go ahead. Goes goes down by one. If you fail, it goes down by one. Yep. If you if you succeed, it goes up by two. So it's exponentially harder the more you fail. Do you want to try again? Because you can. Or do you want to end your turn? Okay. All right. Noah, your turn. Oh, you're going to give it up? And you're going to try a flanking maneuver? Noah, Ryan, you put yourself in range of the relic by that last move. No, it's out from it. All right, so we're gonna have. I'll do my roll first. Okay, roll a 6. Of course, and ties go to the attacker, just so you know. So I took a wound. So you're gonna be rolling your defense only dice, Ryan. Oh well, you got to beat a 1. 3. All right, so you defended. Thank God. All right, so that's it. My turn. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to spend 2 actions. We are going to claim this relic. All right, so all of Noah's minions gain -1 on attack, or lose 1 on attack. All right, and then I'm going to move right here. It will attack me again at the end of this turn, but that's fine. So you guys should move away from this. Well, at least Ryan, so you don't get attacked by it. The one in the middle still. It'll be active until the end of this round when we draw a new card. Yeah, otherwise you just start sprinting right there if you're next to it. You can, but don't get within two spaces of it. No, what did you put on your characters? What? Oh, what did you buff them all and then ran at the beginning of the turn? Maybe. Okay. You can look them up if you want. If you go into your journal and go to minion cards, you can take a look at all of them. It's just a lot of stuff because each thing has 3 abilities, 4 with the passive. That's Donkey Dick. He's in this makers section. That is the warrior, the warrior minion. 2 archers and the summoner support minion. That's Donkey Dick. And then the crystal down at the bottom is an optional way that we can impede. If we destroy the crystal, it stops him resummoning minions and stops his maker magic, which are the cards he has. All right, Mike. No, it's still Mike's. Okay. What? Okay. So that's Ryan's turn. Mm. The end of the next round. No. S- So what'll happen is if you give me Fury 1 and then something else would give me Fury 2, the Fury 2 would consume your Fury 1 and I would get Fury 2, not 3. The stronger buff will be active. Gonna Fury yourself. Okay. Are you? Yes. So now it would become 13. 13. And then you. Yes, now it becomes 15. So you're Fury and Bolster. There you go. Alright, so I think that's everything. 4. He did already. Yeah, he did already. Well, no, it's your turn. You're last. Stop! You always cheating with this shit. Every time we play this game, as soon as it's his turn, which one's the active one? Like, I yes. So the terrain that comes into effect is when you're attacking. If you are on higher terrain, you get +1 to your attack. Nothing. We were throwing around the idea that you would get -1 to your attack, but then that's so much to just remember. Oh, Ryan, big baddie's coming after you. That's why I use Bolster and Fury. Okay, so we're all right. So we are drawing the new relic to see who gets attacked at a range of 4. Orange is active, so bottom right is active. The only person getting attacked is me. 9. My defense roll. 3. The new one's orange, yes. Alright, so it's my turn. Let's see. Oh, yeah? One, two, three, 4. Alright, I'm going ham here. I'm going to be casting a leap strike onto one of your warriors here, Noah. The front warrior here. So that is attack, balance. Yes, it does. Come on, baby. Come on. 7. Ugh. Balance. Oh, this has the wrong rules in it. Let me see. Don't be cheating, Noah. Fucking, I should be playing the Maker because I made all these fucking broken ass cards. A 21 leap circle. What? Yeah, he gets my ability of leap strike to use once. Alright, so then I have 1 extra. So I guess I'll just move my happy ass nowhere. Let me see. I could, but it's not going to do any good here. Yeah, there. I'm going to die this fucking relic. Alright, Mike's turn. Yes. Ranger 2 since it's inactive. If you're doing just a regular range attack, you roll your attack dice, but they get to defend with their defense dice and your secondary dice, which is control. So they have the advantage. Yep. Yes. A filler. 13. Good roll, Mike. Nope. Take that burn. Take that damage and that burn. And it is for... And the burn's for two turns, so it would kill him. Well, I mean, so just so you know, because you probably didn't look, the caster behind him, for determination roll would be able to remove that burn. So you might want to cast Kindle again to try and do the 2 wounds since he's already burning, and it'd kill him outright. Oh, 15. It's really... We win. That is the goal, Ryan. We want to kill Donkey Dick. Yes, but it's a little bit harder than that. Why? Because Maker Magic is a dick. And you'll see. It's not going to be as easy as you think to kill him as you think it is. Yes, that warrior is gone. Okay. So Ryan, you're up. Because Ryan, you have to think the max you can do in a turn is 4 damage, only half of his health. And he'll be able to heal. You're gonna arc light. What was that, Mike? The best way to kill him is most likely to kill all the minions, kill the crystal, and then go after him. Because once the crystal is dead, he can't summon it anymore. If he summons in tanks on top of him, tanks have a determination ability where they can take 3 wounds and heal 1 wound to him. So Ryan attacked your warrior, Noah. Control. Or assumed what? Attack plus control. You had it right. +1, so it's really a 12 because you have Fury on yourself. Oh, Fury 2. 13. Oh, good thing you had that +2. So that's 6/6. Oh yeah, I turned mine off. Well, that actually does damage to both warriors. Blind doesn't matter. No, against the warriors again. So Ryan, if you want to look at status effects, it's in the journal under status effects under handouts. Okay. No, they have 3 health, so they both have. Oh yes, they are dead. All right, so Ryan, you still have 4 movement. Don't go further away from me, because if he chases you, I'm not going to be able to help you out. He's gonna get he's gonna get a tower in the next 2 rounds anyway. Because his archer that's chilling there is gonna walk over to the orange one and grab it. No, I won't. I gotta go across water. Water is 2 movement, so I have to spend 4 movement just to get over to land again. Yes, it is. Are you staying there? Okay. Alright, so Noah, it is your go then. No. Yes, it's the beginning of your turn, which is the last turn in the round. I think a warrior. He can summon them. That's why we have to kill the crystal. Once we kill the crystal, he can't do that anymore. I think that was one too far now. Oh no, you're not. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Zero. But he gets half the number of champion or heroes -1, so he'll only get 3 or 1 back every time. Oh, he's going. Yeah, he's going to reap. This is what he did to me last round, Ryan. cards. Fatigue. Let me see. Units suffering from fatigue have their attack dice reduced by the modifier value. So Ryan should be rolling. He is tenacity, so your defense plus tenacity, Ryan. Same thing. Yes. No, attacker go. Oh yeah, you're rolling 2 dice. It's 4. Yeah. Crit. So you have to roll. You have to crit here, Ryan. Which you have to roll the max you can. Otherwise, he had to. Yes. Regardless, he would have hit you. So you defend that. No, it's just 1 wound. It's just the same. 4. I think you have 1 more. That was 4. I think. You succeeded in 2? No, you succeeded in 1. You failed 3. Succeeded in 1. Because you rolled a 4. He has +2. He has bolster +2. No, you don't. You don't heal. So, all right, Ryan. Let me explain to you what the critting is. The critical rolls. So when you roll a crit, the reason we have crits in is because sometimes you cannot never beat the number that somebody else is rolling. So say your defense is only a d6 or whatever, or your perfect example, his attack is only a 12. That's the max you can get, but your defense can go higher than that. To give him an option, like a chance of winning, if he crits, it exceeds any number past yours. So that's what it's for. It's to give anybody with a disadvantage the slim chance of actually succeeding. Unless the attacker crits as well, then you're pretty much screwed because they have advantage. Jesus, Ryan. hold on a second. Hold on a second. No, I think you guys got out of order here. Because Noah, you rolled. Oh, I got it now. For the but you have to move them in range. Nine, 10. Oh, okay, you get a wound. Yes, it goes to the attacker. Wait, no, did you succeed with your? No, did you succeed with Big Dick's determination roll to buff them? Oh, okay. And then you're supposed to be getting -1 to your attack rolls, but what is his plus two or 1 1 to everybody? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was 2 for him or 1 for him. Yeah, it gives 1, I think. It should have been 2. It's not a big deal. Just give Ryan the wound. It's just keep going. Just 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 leave it, Ryan. Just leave it. All right. So then you have these 2 guys down here to move Noah. He's gonna get replenished as soon as the round ends. He goes back to 3 cards, yeah. It's still a work in progress, Ryan. If you have any complaints, we will hear them out at the end of the game. What was that, Ryan? 16. 16. They sit. Well, they sit out in the discard pile until he's used them all, and then they get cycled back in. Yeah, no, you can't. He can't like get the same things over and over again like immediately. 0. And they can be played at any time. No, Fury 2 would consume it. We talked about it. The higher one stays, the less. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Mm, Alright, so that was the end. Alright, so. Yeah, alright, you get new cards. Oh, motherfucker. I did it again. Whatever, you get that card. I don't think anybody saw it, so. Alright. I know. Alright, so this relic's gonna attack me. 7. 4, of course. 5. And this relic down here is going to attack your archer, Noah. A 3 for him? Really? Roll your defense die for him. And then I'm deleting your guys up here, Noah, for the end of the round. What'd you say, Noah? Or Ryan? Advantage. Advantage is essentially attackers always have advantage unless you have the upper hand buff. Then the defensor will have advantage. It decides on who tying rolls go to. Noah, you were right. I didn't realize you were rolling a d4. Alright, so that's everything, so it's my go. Alright, I'm going to leap strike. I'm going to leap strike onto him. The support. Attack balance. If you crit, I'm going to come to your house and stab you. Alright, so your archer is dead. And, oh, they're both dead because they both had 2 wounds. Awesome. Look at the ability. Don't tell me what am I talking about. It costs... He's... Oh, well, they take 2 wounds each. And then I move here, and I move your character 2 spaces away. Stop moving! I can move it where I want. Stop. Well, then if anything, it would be over here. Because I, like, jumped straight at it. Whatever. I didn't say it collided with the model behind it. Because it does AoE. My leap strike does AoE because it's 3 points, 3 action points. Alright, and I'm just going to attack you with a regular attack. It doesn't matter, I have 2 range. Oh. Alright, so your tenacity defense. D6 probably. Oh no, D8 because I think he's rounded down to a D8 and everything. Oh, so just roll it again. See what happens. See, you could have saved yourself before. Alright, good. I'm done. So, Mike, you can just roll determination. If you pass your determination, you wake up. If not, you just kind of chill there. No, he hasn't used it yet. Oh, okay. So 15, he tied it. So Noah just fucked you. No, he played this card. See this Chaos Play card? He played it just before you rolled, so you would have been up to 15. So now he 17. What? Yes. No. Yes. Alright, so you are still asleep until the end of this round, Mike. And then you wake up unless you get put to sleep again. Ryan, it is your go. No, you can. Who are you gonna cleanse? What's on you? Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So you're at what? You were just at 18. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. All right, go ahead, Ryan. Uh, he what? Why couldn't he succeed? With if he crits, if he so that's one damage or two damage. So what? He can win if he crits. If unless you crit. No, you can do it twice. It's in line with everything else now. So it would just be so. How many times you hit him twice, right? Or once? He rolled the 26 again. That D26. All right. So you attack the warrior, right? So the warrior is dead, and the whatchamacallit takes one wound. Doctor. No, the whatchamacallit shouldn't work that way. That it doesn't work. Yeah, the second one doesn't. Yeah, it only the second attack only works for the targeted ability, for the targeted unit, not everybody. I'll put that clearer later. You probably would have targeted Donkey Dick at that point, but yes. But I mean, yes. One, two, three. Yeah, that was four. Rapid growth. No, I never removed trees. The other one was seven. Trees was always five. Ryan, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Watch. Oh shit, this is trees. Shit, wrong one. Yeah. We should make this card four, not five, so you can't actually circle them in completely. I figured you would, but in all honesty, five. I didn't think that went through. Alright. Yeah, so I'm gonna give you four, and I'll change that card. There you go. No, you should be able to move the one that's up top. Yeah. There. Alright. Ryan should. Alright, well, do you want the five? I can put the five back. I can give you another one. No, I'll just put it there because we know where it's going. Alright, so Ryan, I guess your turn's done then, huh? Alright, so then it's Noah's turn. Where would you like it? Well, yeah, I wouldn't think it would be that anybody else's other than yours. Period. 'Shouldn't it be 16? It's at 14. you and the person next to you does. You know what? You know what else you forgot to do before you started doing these attacks? No, you ain't going out. Yeah, you ain't going out of order now. It's it's an AOE though. He's complaining about it. He says it's lackluster. Tenacity. He's tenacity. High rollers, you guys. Jesus, no. No, I should get you to just make macros so you have all the macros down there to make your life easier. Seven. Wait. Alright. It's going to be Wrath. Ooh, brittle. So now all of our rolls are subtracted by 1 for defense. Who are you attacking? That's control, right? rolled an 8. You know. Alright, let's see. Defense 6. Success. Okay, so nobody's around. Oh, what tree do you want to go? I have to do it because I put it on the background layer. That one? Okay. Alright, so you use 2 cards, so I deal you 2 more. No, new white. So white is now active. All others are inactive. And I think that's it for... So next round. I'm up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spend 1 action. Then leap strike the... I'm leap striking your crystal. So you have to beat a 9. Should be a 12-6 or something like that, I think. Fuck you. Alright. My turn is done. Mike, you're awake. You can actually do things. Alright. No, don't do it. Oh, yeah, do it. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were doing something else. Oh, tie goes to the attacker. It's down. Mike, you are free to move. It's been so long. It's been so long. I don't know if Ryan, well, he'll be able to run a little bit, but oh, he can sprint. Ryan, don't be dumb. Sprint. Don't be dumb. Sprint. Yes, move an extra space. Alright, Ryan's up. What happens if you pass? Then your whole plan backfires. Apparently. Jesus. No, don't be dumb. Do it on the mage first. Oh, does he have lower? He has lower rolls. So is that 1 damage to both? Well, blind doesn't matter because he's a melee unit anyway. Two, no, it's 1 wound. Oh, it. It's your turn, Noah. On you. Well, he's gonna. No? On the crystal? Where? Here? Are you gonna heal with the crystal? Oh, you're gonna taunt me. You're gonna taunt me. Well, you're gonna hope to taunt me. You still have to. Still your determination roll. Oh, it's on an attack roll. White. Mike is at full health. Mike's like, I've just been AFK this entire game and everybody's left me alone. Yep. Ryan takes damage. Mike takes damage. No. No, because it's against his. No. I did pass. I much, I would have much rather had Ryan pass. Can I give him my roll? Ryan, I trade you my roll. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, you do. When I was testing stuff by myself and doing the minions, I was just like, nope, never want to do this in my life. Again, it would be easier on tabletop because it's easy to see everything, but yeah, we got it. Later, Mike. No, he's a movement of 3. Before we had him only moving 2, Ryan. That's why. But that's still. Is it? Yes, you're in line of sight. I know. I drew one for you. You want to use? Yeah, or you can use the polygon. Use the polygon line tool. Oh, blinded. Arclight OP. Arclight OP. What, you want me to move them for you? You have to click the mouse thing up top again. Yeah, he can melee you, Ryan. So I foresee you going down here. I was about to say you have 1 in 5 chance. No, they just disappeared for whatever reason right now. I don't know where they went, to tell you the truth. Oh, he crit. You got a crit. Oh, you died. You is dead. 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 Ryan, you gonna take over Penny? Or not Penny. It, your range is reduced to 1 though. Your range is reduced to 1. You're blinded. Mm, The ability, so the ability has a range of 4. Well, you have to land on her. Yeah. Well, you have to roll first because if you don't hit, you don't go there. No, balance. Uh, Ryan, I will give you access to this chick. Make it rain. Fuck, I keep clicking the wrong one. There you go, Ryan. Balance, yeah. What? Hmm. Alright, so now, Noah, you take that's position, and it gets knocked back 2 spaces to there. Which now put it out of your normal range. Why'd you move again? Yeah, so you'd be right there. Oh, I took your. Okay. Yes, there we go. You you took 2. Yes, there you go. So, all right, so we're good. So then you have to move your tank and archer still, I think. Or you move the archer. Yeah. Let's see. Mm-hmm. I think so. I don't know where the fucking cards went. I don't know why all the cards disappeared. You rolled this. What is it? Tenacity or balance or control? Whew. All right. Ugh. All right. All right. So white white relic attacks your archer for 5. Roll your defense roll. All right. So he. Let's see. He gonna. All right. Since I can only attack you, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. You didn't account for that. Yes, it just says you can only attack this target. So I just wouldn't be able to attack anything else. So Ryan, it's your turn. Alright, so that's... You're on fire, and you took 1 wound. Uh-oh, this could be the game. Oh shit, 16. What? What? How did this guy move? Ryan, did you have access to that guy? No, how'd you do? Why'd you do that? Huh, whatever. All right, that's a victory. Yes. All right. So Ryan, coming into it. Okay.
That seems fairish. Okay.
Well, especially because I'm not going to be rolling all my roll 1d26s.
Yeah. Your static effect list is rather long. Not necessarily bad. This is neither good nor bad. It's long, for sure. To the points where it might be beneficial just to put these effects on the on the abilities themselves is another thought. It doesn't seem like too many of them are shared.
Like in Roll20, you mean? Or
no, so like Kindle could say applies deals 1 damage.
Oh, I see what you're saying, right? Like put it on the card.
Yeah, put it as part of the ability.
Okay, I got it.
Which you're at that point, yeah. I feel like you're. I don't see enough reuse of them. Maybe it is. I kind of only glanced through all of the cards. I just don't see enough reuse of all of the mechanics here.
Okay.
To justify like listing them out in this case, because it kind of makes it a little bit harder to go and find them.
Yep.
Effects that last multiple turns are a pain in the ass to remember and keep track of, especially in a tabletop game.
Mm-hmm.
So having a lot of additional effects to keep track of that last multiple turns is painful, for sure. So that's just something to be aware of.
I think there's only one that's burned too from the mage.
Well, even blind the fact that it lasts through the current round until the end of the next round. Keeping track on a tabletop game, on like actual figures and whatnot, is very difficult to remember what the debuffs are on a specific character.
What if
When there's
we?
this many.
Yeah, no, I agree. What if we did? So right now you're playing and I'm playing, right? I mean, rolling for who goes first, right?
Mhm.
Should we always have it be the heroes or the makers, or should we like you guys just roll for your turn, like a general turn order? That way it makes it easy. That way hold on, am I explaining that correctly?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're explaining. The idea of initiative.
Right, like
Maybe.
the concept of making that status effect, right? Like if I go last, right, and you cast it on me, and it lasts until your next turn. I see what you're saying. Like it's wonky because it lasts cross round.
Yeah, it's never
Right.
the same.
Yeah.
So my only concern with this is I'm imagining this was an actual tabletop game and I'm actually sitting down playing this.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping track of that when when this game started, there were 10 figures on the table.
Yep.
When you have to keep track of effects on 10 different figures, that's just not very feasible.
Well,
It gets very complicated very quickly.
We'll give you, it gets complicated, but we'll give you an idea. We're either going to have plastic templates with pegs that you can.
So there's definitely going to be hero dashboards and at minimum like a maker dashboard, right?
And
and the
the cards are going to be dry erase, and exactly what you're seeing in the bio is what's going to be there, so you'll be able to track your buffs and debuffs.
Along that line, then it's kind of like the next thing that immediately makes me think of is hell's the name? Oh god, it's like it's House on the Hill. I think it's House on the Hill. It has character sheets very similar to this. I would take your number of stats down a couple pegs. You have a lot of stats on there. Action points, I don't think needs to be labeled. I think you could probably do.
Because there's a few that have slightly different number of action points.
Yeah, but I feel like
Not so much the makers, but
the makers maybe separate, but I would actually just go across the heroes and actually make them all even, just
Okay.
to eliminate an idea. Like everyone has 4 action points, and it just kind of it helps for balancing. And it helps people not have to think about one thing.
Well, all the heroes do have 4 action points.
Okay, then yeah, so I would just take that off the sheets. That's awesome.
that way it's just less clutter. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of so if I had the sheet in my hand. I mean, it's a little bit easier when it's really nicely formatted and everything on here, but it is still a lot of information to take in at once for an average player. So I had just one piece less of information. Additionally, put the ranges on the attacks, and put the basic attack as one of the attacks. So one of your abilities is like a melee attack or a ranged attack, and then just keep the range of every ability on it.
Okay.
Because you're doing that for half of your abilities anyway. So just putting the range on each ability of themselves would be just super beneficial. And then it also makes tweaking a little bit easier than like if you want to adjust the range of a character.
No, that actually that makes a lot of sense too, because Franklin, if you remember when we were playing Super Dungeon Explorer, half of the confusion we had with the card layouts was what was considered you know what I mean? Like what was the range? So that makes sense.
Yeah, so that removes immediately 2 things off of your stat sheet, which is awesome.
Okay.
For your crits are very they benefit the person rolling the smaller die, which is unintuitive and doesn't really make for good balancing. Instead of like at least with the mechanics you're currently using, which is auto hits, instead something like exploding dice would probably be a lot better.
Meaning you crit, you roll again.
Yep, you could roll the same die again. If it crits, you roll the same die again.
Okay. The concept behind that was so even though the weak shit has like an opportunity to succeed, and it still does with that mechanic, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it doesn't. So it doesn't give these like the smaller dice, especially when you're rolling 2 dice versus a single die. That's the one.
It's statistics, right? Like you have a lower statistic of crit rolling a D12 and a D10 than you do D4 and a D6.
Right, right. So that would be the other suggestion I would have. The different dice that each player has, like, I feel like maybe I almost want to say remove the attack die and the defense die completely. I don't think. I'm trying to simplify your game because there's a lot going on, and it's nice enough when the actual like roll 20 is doing all the dice for me. But if I had a set of d20s in front of me and had to go through and pick out which die I needed every single time, I feel like that would be kind of painful very quickly.
Okay.
So just like kind of imagines in my mind, I would remove the attack and defense and make them flat numbers. They remove some of the randomness I think that's going for, but
I see what you're saying, right? Like so we did that scale. I like the combat system, but I see what you're saying. So like instead of say if your attack dice is a D12, you just have it be a flat 12 plus whatever your other ability is. So you're just rolling.
Yeah. Well, I would actually do the halfway point between each of these dice, like halfway plus one, like rounding up. And then do that and go forward and see how that feels. Again, simplifying all the numbers once more and the number of things you have to keep track of. And then if you get a character sheet that has a D8 and a D6 on it, and then it's like, oh, I'm attacking with attack roll, I roll +4, whatever I roll here. If I'm doing defense one, I roll +5, whatever I roll here. And then it's like, I only have to keep track of 3 things now.
Instead of 5.
Yeah. Well, in this case, it's not even just 5, it's actually more closer to 6. Because it's like, attack and tenacity, attack and balance, attack and control. Yada. So it goes down from 6 things down to just like literally 3, maybe 5. Okay. So that kind of takes care of that stuff. What other notes did I write down here? Oh, the minion respawn. I didn't really get how that's supposed to work. Like, so you can respawn a minion next to you, and you can respawn it at the crystal. Is that correct?
So yeah, you can respawn in 2 different places, and the purpose for that was to essentially cause a reason for movement around the map, as opposed to it just turning into a melee in the center. So the 2 concepts for that was the relic system and the spawning system. Was also to say, hey, like, I don't want to be overly way caught out. Right. I mean, kind of, sort of. So that was
an interesting change on that. Instead of being able to, like, you could choose to either respawn it at the crystal or the active relic. Would be an interesting way of doing that, and then not have the relics ever attack the minions. Because that way, then if the players want to go for the relics, they can, and the minions can kind of defend them. I think if we did that, that could leave. Yeah, I mean, that could work. So we also have a character that we never implemented in the current version, which we named the Curator, right? Mm-hmm. And the Curator is, in essence, the crystal, except it is like it moves. It's like interesting.
Call it like a mini boss, right?
Right.
And you could spawn on either or, and if the Curator went down, it had the same effect as if the crystal went down. The issue we had when we play tested it very early on was he wasn't strong enough to take the hits like the boss, and it just ended up getting focused way too easy.
Mm-hmm.
So then we thought about, well, then do we basically make him like a low damage tank, with auras?
And then he just gets ignored.
Right, then he just gets ignored. So that's why he's not currently in this version, because we hadn't come to a amicable middle ground.
I think if you changed it so that he's the only one of the minions that can activate the relics, and then make him a low damage tank, that kind of forces the players, if you give him kind of a higher movement, that would kind of force the players to either deal with him or lose out on the relics. And that kind of, again, once again, enforces. I really like the relics. The relics are awesome. I think that's a really cool idea, and definitely very unique and awesome.
We were really, really happy with the relic system. We spent, I think, what was it, like 7 hours figuring that shit out?
Yeah, so that one's definitely, like, really cool.
The relic system went through so many iterations. At first, it was like a mob
Just
of mercenaries that would walk around and try to attack you if you got close and stuff. It was like weird shit.
Yeah. I think we went through 4 or 5 variations before.
Yeah, I like those a lot. And I think they're really, really cool, and they're actually going to add a very big and awesome dynamic to the game. The only thing I would change is, again, make it so they don't attack the minions.
Yeah, the low health minions that fucked me a couple of times. So
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit too much to try, especially if you're playing the Maker. It makes it a little bit too much to keep track of.
Mhm.
It's a little bit. Yeah.
Well, and truthfully, we can build lore into the game that justifies them not attacking the minions.
You know, the reason they really attack right now is so you don't just camp and wait for it to spawn. Or wait for
Well, I
it
think
to
that would actually be okay, because it doesn't seem to go out very many turns. Like, that's actually one question I have for you guys. What is the expected number of turns? Let's say we have a normal game of 3 or 4 players total.
Usually like 7 to 10 rounds.
Is that your goal, or is that how long it currently takes?
So the goal we were targeting was really more of a time as opposed to a number, like our number of turns.
Okay.
Meaning we like the hour to an hour and a half is the ideal time frame.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because I don't get to play a ton of games throughout the year, but when I do, when we don't go to the bar randomly, because Johnny asks to, that happened the last time he was down a couple weeks ago. Like the biggest introvert I know randomly at 12:30 at night says, let's go to the bar. And we're like, okay, let's go. Anyway, the concept is that if you're having some friends over, you could get multiple games in one night. Or if you want to play a few different games, you could have this as one of them and know it's not a game that's going to take 2-3 hours.
Right.
And
I think it's a great time frame.
Yeah, so we really focus more on the time frame more so than the turns.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin, didn't we have something that had to do with? I think we played it once, and I think we both hated it. Where after X amount of turns, shit started happening that was just all bad.
No,
And
that's complicated.
It was essentially a forced game end, and we hated it, and so we scrapped it. Like I think after one go. But yeah, so it's really play time, not turn.
Right. I think that's an awesome way to go about it too. And then I think what your next goal should be is increasing the amount of turns someone can take and how quickly they can take them. And that will allow you to have more turns in there and a little bit more flexibility with the game as a whole.
Okay.
So and simplifying the rule set obviously does that really quickly.
And that's real, because there's a lot of stuff that we've come up with that we shelved because of the concept of just trying to streamline. And kind of what happened to Mike tonight is what we didn't want to have happen. Where it was like his turn, my turn took a little longer because I'm not playing on multiple screens and I don't have all the reference material in front of me in like a physical form. So I couldn't just blow through my turn. And then I put him to sleep. And then he failed his roll. And then he...
went to sleep.
Right. He went to sleep, yeah. So, I mean, I think that skill worked exactly as intended, but what you're saying would be okay if we can shorten the turn and make more turns in the game time.
Well, then here's an idea. I don't know how well this would work, but the way Dark Souls did this was they had AIs defined for each of the little enemies. So literally anyone can take a turn for an enemy because it literally has on their card, defines exactly what they're going to do. For example, like they're going to target the person with the highest control, or the lowest control, and to try to attack them. That's their main goal.
And that was the Dark Souls board game, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved that game. We played that game for hours.
I heard that game was fantastic.
Oh,
so
it was so good.
I backed a few unfortunate Kickstarters and then feel disappointed because I didn't back others because I backed the first set. Dark Souls is one I wish I backed. Super Dungeon Explorer Forgotten Realms or whatever the fuck it is one I wish I didn't, because that game's never going to get made and people are trying to sue them now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was fully funded 3 years and 2 months ago.
Oof.
Yeah. So, but it was also one of those where no one guessed because they knocked it out of the park on all of their prior Kickstarters. So
Right.
it was a reached for too much, too quick kind of situation. So, but anyway, I'm glad that worked out. So explain that again.
So each of the little minions would get on their card. They would have defined what they're going to do
Yep.
each turn. It's going to be I'm going to move towards this character and try to attack them, or the nearest character. It could be like I would just put like basic AI rules on them. That way, every person could potentially control them, and it doesn't feel like the maker is taking 10 turns compared to everyone else's 1 turn.
So we
Kind of like
actually
the same idea of like a GM. Like that's how we do in D&D, at least. Like in D&D, when there's a horde of goblins we're fighting, each of the players is also responsible for taking control of a goblin. All that the goblins can fucking do is hit you over the head with their hammer, and the players are kind of responsible for taking control of some of them because the DM just doesn't literally have the mind capabilities to do that and make very competent decisions for the leaders of the goblin gang.
So Franklin and I talked about AI and all of the, like, just in general, right? Almost every game that I have a basis for to use as like proof of concept is a dungeon crawl, where this is more of an open map.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not come up with a scenario where the AI would work because it's not a defined closed space.
That is definitely an issue with this current setup. I feel like if you guys were creative enough, you could do it, though. I don't feel like it's impossible.
Yeah, no, it is possible. It's just the rules would be lengthy. It's like
I think you can still keep it simple somehow. If you just
it would be
equip
like,
the creatures or change them, you probably can't use the ones you have. Maybe the archer and the mage, maybe the tank. I think you'd have to change up how the relics work and how the minions work. But together, I think if you made those 2 changes, you could have a very high potential for a lot more like playability for everybody. Like everyone gets more time playing. Is what I'm trying to say.
yeah. I think that would take, but then again, even if we did that, that would be substantially more changes than iterations to the existing game. Which I'm not saying either would be wrong.
Yeah.
For example, there's a reason that Super Dungeon Explorer has arcade mode and co-op mode, because the core rules are the same, but the game rules are drastically different between the two.
But what are you going for your game? What's your goal? Is it to have one person against 3
Yeah.
or 4? Is that okay?
Yeah.
If that's the goal, I would stick to that first. And
Yeah.
then if you're ending like your final result allows for the addition to the other one or an extension on to like make that a playable option for everyone, totally go for it. But I would stick to like your core idea and nail that like perfectly, and then extend from there.
And even, again, you hate to keep referencing Super Dungeon, but that's just one of the games that I know. Again, they fucked up real hard with the most recent one, but that's because they tried a lot of shit, and that's why their first game was exactly that. Their second game was where they added the AI. Their second edition, right, was because they nailed their core mechanic and then streamlined it, made it better, and added AI for the second edition. But yeah, I agree. I think we should focus on just getting it, because that's the concept, is the one versus the many.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to eventually get it into a digital format, but that's a whole different animal. So
I will be back in just one. I'm going to run the bathroom.
yep. That game played good, Franklin. Yeah, but even not too long. Like, I mean, if you figure an hour and 40 minutes, yeah, it's skewing on the long side, but not too long. Like, yeah. Because if you think most, like, well, not most, but a lot of tabletop games, right? I go to. Let's see. I just want to look at something real quick. So, go to. It's pee time. Fuck, I gotta pee. So Hero Quest, game time 90 minutes. Then if we go to this one, Nemesis, let's see, what's the game time on that? 90 to 180 minutes. Then if we go to this, 45 minutes. Oh, well, that's because that has a digital supplement. Doom the board game. Let's see, what's that one? 180 minutes.
Find the perfect Pandora gift
Die.
for that special someone at the Pandora store at Ocean California.
60 minutes. Let's go. Let's try Blood Rage.
Start with Lowe's, because Lowe's makes it easy to save big on the tools pros rely on to get the job done right. Now you
I'm trying to fucking buy a game.
like the DeWalt
Shit.
compound miter saw, now $179. That's $120 worth of savings. Plus, you can save time by ordering online.
And if we go to Blood Rage,
Lowes.com for details.
60 to 90 minutes. Then
With
we
Lowe's,
go.
offer value 12/24. See store for details.
Let's try this.
Intense friction that can waste
This one is 90 to 20 minutes. Let's go with.
power up with Castrol Edge with fluid titanium technology. It's 3 times stronger than leading oils against viscosity.
Dark Souls, the board game, 90 to 100.
Castrol Edge and an STP extended life filter. $7.99. AutoZone stores now. 3 times stronger based on Kurt Orban test.
Arcadia Quest,
Tabitha's riding the subway in her ModCloth sweater she got on
90 to 100, 60 to 120 minutes. Yeah. So if we went 70 minutes, right? So we're I mean, you can just tell, like, on the grand scale of things, right? Like, I was actually on the average to low end of that spectrum. So that's really what I was driving at, was if we can keep it to an hour and a half, that is like a solid, clean playtime. No, yeah. But, and we weren't at 70 minutes, we were at 100 minutes. Sorry, I did my math wrong. I did my maths wrong. Yeah, because we were an hour and 40 minutes, 60, 90, 100 minutes. So we're right in that window. And again, I think if we have, like, for the finished product, when we streamline some more stuff, we have all the, like, the actual materials and it's in front of you, I think we could easily keep that in an hour and a half playtime.
No, I agree with that.
Easily keep that in an hour and a half playtime. So. Woo. Fuck, I'm tired. Alright, well, while you're doing this, I'm gonna start fucking figuring out what I'm gonna eat for dinner. This was a good night for practice, Franklin. We got 2 games in. That's right, a raffle stomp and a came down to the nail bite. Man, I thought I had it. I fucked up that last charge. Like, I was like, oh, I got this. I got it. I'm gonna ram him into this tree.
So you didn't account for the two.
I did not. Did not.
That's why I said to make it so that you can control where it goes.
Yeah, but then if I did that, then I'd be going back on the rule that I pushed it for in the beginning, and that would be a cock.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we played it that way. If you didn't say that, then you would have been able to have it your way.
I think you make a point.
So you got some maker cards. What do you think? Disappeared on me.
Sorry, I had to step away a minute. Yeah, I think as a whole, I like them. I think there's good variety. Yeah, I think I like. I mean, I like them. I like the trees better than the wall. You know, I think it gives you more versatility in how you make it. So I do like Ryan's idea of 5 trees, 1 disappears at the end of the round at the maker's choice.
Okay.
Which, again, disappearing at the end of the round doesn't necessarily do me any good if I go. I mean, but yeah. That comes down to turn order, right? So. Wait, hey Franklin, wasn't there a really easy way to cook a baked potato in the microwave?
Yes.
Wasn't that like just in water for like 5 minutes?
I don't know about that way. Usually soak it in oil, stab a bunch of holes in it, wrap it in like, I guess you would use paper towel. I have a little sack that you're supposed to put them in,
Mm-hmm.
and then you throw them in the microwave for 5 minutes.
What if I just soak it in water instead of oil? Does it have to be oil?
Not really. I don't think so.
Because I've got like turkey, pulled pork, and some other shit, but I have nothing to eat.
Yeah, just get the whole thing saturated and wet, and then stab it because you want it to
You want it to absorb the water,
yes,
or whatever you saturate.
correct. So it gets nice and moist on the inside.
Alright. And then the paper towel that you wrap it in, damp paper towel?
Yeah. You'll do a plastic bag too, but just wrap it in a paper towel.
Alright. Cruising. Hey, coconut. Little swoosh dogger. Hey, dogger. So if we get rid of... So if we go to a static attack or defense, right? The explanation of that in a rulebook changes substantially.
Okay, I'm back.
What did you think of the overall map layout?
I would have to play with it a bunch more times before I can actually play.
Yeah, we're not set on this map. This is just the one that Franklin and I have autographed for when we become millionaires. Sorry, that was we made this once on like 16 pieces of 8x12 paper and taped them together.
Yeah, I'd have to play it a lot more times before I could give you any feedback on the map.
And then, what did you think about the Make a Magic Ride? I know at first you had some...
There brings up a lot of red flags. One, because you don't know, as a player, you don't know what you're playing against. It's once you learn the cards, it's a little bit better. But I think just having them revealed to everyone in play would be the best option. I don't feel like the secret of it is. I don't see why it needs to be a secret necessarily.
It wasn't intended to be. It just was what it was.
No. Not. I mean, like the ones that you currently have being a secret.
Right. Yeah. It was never intended to be a secret. That was the
so
way.
you just have those on the field at all time for everyone to see.
I mean, I like the concept of it being. Now that you bring it up, I like we never thought about it because Franklin just added it, and it's just currently viewable to me the way it's set up in Roll20. I actually like the concept of it being a secret because I think it adds outplay ability.
I think you're absolutely right, but it doesn't. It removes a lot of strategy capabilities for new players in general, which is always going to feel bad as a new player. And you don't let that. I mean, if people don't enjoy it the first time, they're probably not going to play it a second.
That's true.
So the randomness of that as a new player who's not playing the Maker is going to immediately give them that gut reaction.
Yeah, but then you completely lose the element of it.
Do you though? I mean, would it like that? That was my question. Then, is it really necessary for it to be a secret? Like, would it really be that different of a mechanic if everyone were to know about it? Would it really weaken the mechanic?
I think it could be, but you're right. We don't know unless we test it. But I think it could be. I think it's worth testing with it open to everybody to find that out.
Yeah, I think that would be a really good test really quickly because it gives a lot more strategies to both sides rather.
I mean, it doesn't give the Maker much more strategy.
Oh, but it does because now the players are going to have to obviously, now that they know about it and the Maker knows that they know about it, if they makes them for them to discuss a strategy in open, it kind of like adds another element to the game, whether or not they're going to discuss their strategies openly or keep them secret. There's a whole mental game that it starts adding to the game.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, and even if we go digital, right, there was a whole concept that we had behind again, if players like aren't on a voice chat, right? Mm-hmm. Adding what I think the working title currently is called Strat Chat, right? And that was for someone to be able to recommend moves to somebody, and via the Strat Chat, if say a player liked a recommendation of another player, they could just select it, and it would, the game would carry that action sequence out. Or they could choose their own. But again, that's well in the future.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, like, they could say, like, they would Strat Chat, and they would, like, take non-controlling characters. Yeah.
Focus.
All right. Yeah. That's next level stuff.
Ryan, how do you feel? What are your thoughts about combat skills and action point allotment?
As I said before, I think the action points as a whole need to be just reduced down to all heroes have this amount, and probably all makers have the same amount. And then again, I liked each action had its own cost to it, and I do like the one movement for one additional. I don't like the sprint mechanic.
Like the just +3, would you rather it be double movement or just not at all?
I would have to play with double movement, but I actually would almost just say remove it completely, and then maybe add an ability on some characters where they can move additional spaces for an additional cost.
Would you just say
for determination?
Yes.
Like the Hunter
Yeah.
moves 3 for determination, like their passive. The Mage
the
can move 2.
has teleport?
Teleport
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, I think leaving something like that alone would be plenty.
Would you remove sprint completely and just say you can spend actions to move one space per action?
No, I would not do that because that's a
Okay.
little bit too much. I think you should leave it as it is. You can spend one action each turn to move an extra square, but remove the sprint regardless. Still keep the sprint gone, but just leave only that one as your option for moving additional squares.
All right, so then you'd have to shrink the map.
Yeah, the map would have to get smaller by a huge amount.
I mean, I don't think it would. The number of turns would increase though, and the amount of turns.
The number of dead turns would increase. That's
Right.
a huge issue we had at the beginning before.
Yeah, we tried it without it, and it wasn't working.
Oh, interesting.
3 to 3.5 rounds of nothing. It was just movement.
Yeah, and on top of that, when we played on a smaller map size, it just turned into a clusterfuck very quickly.
I don't think you can play them smaller map size.
No, we played on a bunch of different map sizes, and I wouldn't say we played enough to say that this is the perfect map size, but this is the first one that seemed to have a good flow.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that statement. That seems pretty accurate after playing it once, but it felt right. It did, like, the size of the map and the amount of movement that was going on felt right. Sprint felt bad. I never wanted to sprint. It just felt like a waste of a turn. It feels so much weaker than doing something. Being active feels better. Yeah, go ahead.
And you don't want to give everyone their own individual mechanic, because that, I think, makes the ones that do have movement mechanics less useful.
They don't feel as special for sure.
Hmm.
You guys want to chat because I have to stand up. But see, like, you have the opposite of how I feel. Like, I feel that sprint opens up the map in order to be able to outmaneuver and get in positions that I normally wouldn't have been able to get into.
Oh, I don't disagree with that statement, but that doesn't feel like a good use of a turn to me. I never felt a need to outposition my opponent.
See, in certain situations, you might need to. Like, you did end up dying because you never sprinted away, where you could have sprinted and had reinforcements.
There was no point where I could have sprinted and not taken a bunch of damage. Like, the same amount of damage I was basically taking regardless. He would have gotten to me every single turn.
When you were in the trees, you could have sprinted out of that. You would have ended up where Mike was, and they would have never reached you. They would have to sprint as well.
No, they wouldn't have.
I would have, only because I stole your ability, your leap strike. But if it wasn't for that ability,
Even without that,
would-
you would have been able to get to me because I could only move 7. If I moved 7 and you were able to move 5, there was no position I could move to that you couldn't have gotten to in 5 because of where I was in the trees.
Oh, right. I got you.
No, it's the same amount. He was one behind you, but he only has a range of 1, so the most he could do was 1 attack.
No, because he could only. I had to move 7, right? So I moved 7 away. It doesn't matter what 7 I move. His 5 will catch up because one of my 7, so move me down to 6, is going to be wasted getting out of the trees.
Okay, he means
I have to move towards. I had to move towards.
going around.
Yeah, moving out of the trees, I had to waste 1, and then every other movement, he only had to move 5 hexes to catch up.
No, not necessarily, because I still would have had to move into the same
No,
space.
because you could be one's hex behind me and still hit me.
Oh, right.
And since you opened up the one next to you, I could never get away.
Well, hold on. Let's see. So
You can look at it any way you want. There's no hex that will ever move me away.
2,
And
3,
you can't reach in 5.
7 versus. No. There's a one hex gap.
1, 2,
Where?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, start here. So put the characters here and here.
So
Now you have to move. Has to be your first
4,
one.
5, 6, 7. Just regardless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It's Kia's Light Up the Holiday Sales Event. Right now, for a limited time, we're
No, I was
offering
only moving-
epic
I was
deals
moving
on
6,
select Kia
5.
sedans and
Still
SUVs,
a gap.
like the stylish
Because if he's
Optima,
here,
the adventurous
right?
Sport,
So you're here.
the tech
1,
savvy
2,
Forte,
3.
Here, you should be able to do this. Can I control one of the characters?
all backed
7.
by
Yes.
a 10-year,
Right there.
100,000
Right.
mile
How'd you get there?
Brighten your
Look,
holidays with a
1,
shiny new Kia
2,
at the Light Up
3,
the Holiday
4,
Sales Event.
5, 6. Where are you going?
Stop. 1, 2, 3,
Mm-hmm.
5, 6, 7,
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
4, 5. But he can only move 5 and attack you. If he moves 6, he can't attack you.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Because he has a
Yeah.
movement of 4.
Yeah, I
So
could only move.
anything over 4, you'd have to spend an action, which would be 5, and then you can't move anymore.
7.
Castrol
Yeah, so we could sprint and be next to each other for a while. Eventually, you'd outdistance me, and the concept of that would be, do I want to follow you now that you are right next to Mike? Because your goal was using that to reposition to get to where you have backup. And on top of that, if I'm going second, if I follow you into the darkness, now that I know before I get an actual opportunity to attack you, I gotta weather you and Mike's attacks on me.
But can't you just walk up to me and then spawn your enemy on top of me?
I could potentially do that with one guy,
You have 1 minion.
or
Yeah.
or 4 with the card, and that didn't
But
kill.
then, but then don't you just walk up to the person that keeps spawning warrior minions on top of them until they die?
Maybe,
It
but
depends.
then
If you don't
yeah.
kill any minions, then it doesn't matter.
right. If you don't kill the minion, then I don't spawn another one. It doesn't happen every turn. It only happens.
Oh, it only happens up to a limit?
Yep. I can never have more minions than I start the game with.
Unless you use the 1 card, which they just the ones
Which
that,
is
the 3 that you summon die at the end of that round.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So does the sprint make more sense now?
A little bit.
Plus 1
Do all the,
in
do
the
all the
right.
characters have the same movement? Do all of them have 4?
No.
Do any of them have 3?
So
All the minions have 3.
all the minions have 3.
What about all the heroes?
Some of the heroes have 3. I would say this guy.
Do they have ways to escape? Because, I mean, they could end up in the same
The
situation.
mage has a 2 teleport as her passive.
This
So
guy
she can-
This guy's the highest health in the game, so I'm not too worried about it. He has 9 health.
Well, if anyone could be in that situation where they just literally can't escape, that's probably not the greatest. Not if you're wanting to keep that as a mechanic, at least.
Again, like, you know, we actually got spread out really bad on the map.
I did that on purpose because I wanted to see how that worked out.
I wouldn't want to be separated from my teammates. Like, if at any point Mike just walked up to you earlier, if Mike wasn't slept and he walked up to you earlier, no one died like 2 rounds earlier.
I would have to play more to feel okay with this sprint, for sure.
Okay, so but if we didn't have sprint, so we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that would be our first movement. Then our second movement would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it would be the same thing essentially if we didn't have sprint there. And then you would activate, and then you'd have 1. You know, if you have 1 movement, you'd have 1. Whatchamacallit? Well, no. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you'd be there. So it'd be a whole extra turn to get over to the relic. So you're on round 3 before anybody's even in the center to get the relic.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that being a problem. How to address it though, I'm not sure. I don't disagree with it being. I realize the problem. I don't have an answer of how to fix it.
Yeah, and that was our issue before. Was like you're just literally on round 3 or 4. And you're like, okay, is anything gonna actually happen yet? Yeah. Another thing we actually have in the rules that we don't actually do on here is 2 of the heroes get to place 2 relics in random positions, and the other 2 get placed randomly by
Oof, I would not do that.
summoner. Yeah, we haven't done it like we've talked about it. Like, my fear is like somebody will just put them like right in front of their spawner area. But the thing with that still is it's random because you don't know which one's going to spawn. So you put your 2 there, and it totally screwed because the whatchamacallits could just end up being to the other side or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, but it's a you're hedging your bets kind of idea,
Yeah.
and it just doesn't. It removes some of the strategy out of the game, which is not the goal.
And then, so another thing we had when we were still talking about the static attack and defense.
Mhm.
The reason, I don't know, the reason that it's like this is because you have your die count, or your point allotment of 40 dice points, I guess you could call it. And in that 40 points, you can allot any D4 to D12 of any stat you want of combat.
Okay.
So that's why the whatchamacallits are like that. Why like it's so random, quote unquote random, is because
So,
eventually
yeah,
you'll
we
be
wanted to play somebody a certain way.
able to create your own stat line for each character. So when you played Penny, if you wanted to just go mega into control, you could just do everything into control, D12 in control, and a D12 in attack. Like people. Or,
Okay, and I see what you're going for with that, but I don't see how having the attack and defense static would change that. If you just say your attack and defense get 20 points to them, and you can split that however you want, as long as the numbers lie between 6 and 12, something like that,
they,
or 6 and 14 rather.
so now, because you're just limited, because there's something you don't want to do in attacking, they put a D4 there. If somebody didn't care about attacking or defending, then they wouldn't put anything in there.
They make that their low stat, like real low. I think, for example, D12 and
I mean, if they're going to pick attack or defense, right?
Or it could go straight
Here.
like our regular Riley is just 8 down to 4, all 8s.
yeah, you could do 4 and 4, right? So that's or D12.
I mean, I'm sure that you could figure out a mathematical way to accomplish what you guys are wanting with static numbers in 2 of the slots, or even just removing 2 of the slots completely. I'm sure there is a way. It's 6 things is a lot to keep track of.
But what are you exactly keeping track of? I'm failing to. I'm not saying
On a
you're
board
wrong.
game, having to have 6 different pairs of dice that I need to know when I roll this pair or this pair or this pair or this pair.
Dark Descent, and that has
Massive Darkness.
Massive Darkness. Sorry, that has 3 colored dice, and then
Blue, red, green, yellow, and then
every time you roll, it's like a different set of dice because you keep getting new loot and it changes every time. At least this would be essentially static.
that actually
Yes.
is very
But
easy.
that game also doesn't have like abilities and skills and things as well. Your game is extremely complex in comparison to Dark Descent.
Not well. So darkness is what he was referencing. That
Massive Darkness, yeah.
yeah, that actually has a bunch of skills and abilities and all that as well. If you play campaign mode, but they're all triggered by BAMs or diamonds or swords.
I've played my fair share of board games. I have never seen a board game quite with as many rules as yours guys have right off the bat that you have to understand. Some of them might have like a lot more strategy to them, and it's like, oh well, these advanced rule sets or these advanced things can make it more complicated. But just starting off the bat, that you guys have to understand and have all these concepts, the average player will not be able to grok that. It's just going to be way too much to take in. It's just it
Look at
is
it that
just
way, but maybe that's because I go
overwhelming.
into every rulebook skipping the quick play rules. So one dice.
And I'm not saying it is just guaranteed too much and you can never possibly do it this way. I think you could, but
Wrong feedback. Yeah, it's exactly what we're looking for, which is feedback.
I think it's possible to have a way of doing it what you're wanting to do. Your current way is a little bit too much. I'm sure there's maybe a better way of wording it or something.
I'm sure my wording is absolutely atrocious.
Or maybe like just combining a character and maybe a character just never has to rely on more than one stat for their stuff. That also might help.
I actually
like a controls character or a tenacity character, and then the other things are only when you're interacting with other characters.
I actually conceptually, Franklin, I'd like to test that sometime when table material in front of us, and we have like Howard or Wes or somebody who's never played it before.
Test what? Sorry, you cut out when you were talking.
Oh, I said I do want to test it like physically in front of us with who's never played it, because I do think some of that will sort itself out when it's all easily referenceable. But I still see what Ryan's. I think some of it'll be easy. I think some of it will sort itself out, being able to see it. Well, I mean, at least it's great. So I'm.
Alright, I guess my last question. Overall, as the game is now, like, what are your thoughts? Like, is it something in the right direction? Is it something that's...
You're like, hey, this is a piece of shit.
I don't see what makes your game unique yet. I don't see what makes it stand out from every other game that I've ever played.
Yeah.
Why would I want to play your game over Dark Souls? I don't see that yet.
Okay.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It doesn't. After playing one round of it, I just don't see why I'm going to pick yours over any other game. I'm not saying it's not fun. It definitely is fun and enjoyable. The only thing I would like really say that's probably not enjoyable is the makers taking 10 turns and I'm taking 1. That would be literally the only thing I would say that's not enjoyable about it. Everything else is super awesome, and I liked everything about it. It has a lot. It reminds me a lot of D&D and D&D combat.
It just
which is super good.
doesn't have that one.
It just doesn't have the thing that makes it. Yeah.
Right, you're saying, hey, if this was a playable game, the answer is probably people would buy it and people would play it, and it would just go in the game closet whenever they were in the mood, but it would.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that, Ryan, because like I've been thinking that for I don't know for how long now. Like,
Yeah, we've been.
What's going to make people want to play this game over and over again? It's missing something, and I can't put my finger on what it is that it's missing.
Yeah, we like the direction we were going with the combat system and the relic system and the whole nine. Able to figure that one.
See, I could tell Ryan my idea, but he would just tell me to shut the fuck up because it's already too complicated.
Don't shoot it at me. It doesn't hurt.
So, in the initial concept of the game, we had this idea. And it's not in this as a one-off, but I've been thinking of building a campaign mode for this. And the campaign mode would include cards for everybody, essentially loot cards. Loot cards giving you added either equipment cards would give you added bonuses to your stats, your combat stats, and enhancement cards would give you bonuses to your non-combat stats, your determination, movement, action points, health. I'm missing.
It got too much shit.
Oh, I absolutely love that idea. Anything that has a mechanic of leveling up your multiple play sessions, I think is amazing. And I'm waiting to find a board game who does it well. Dark Souls got close, but then it didn't feel right. Cause like if you started to win in Dark Souls, you won super hard. And if you started to lose in Dark Souls, you lost super hard. There was no rubber banding. It was just like, you either made it or you didn't.
That's why
So my
I think to add lava.
oh yeah, lava. So
I totally like that idea. Like I really want a game to do it well, but I don't have the answer on how to do it well at all.
So my initial thought, and again, I don't know because I don't know the logistics of how everything would work, is so essentially we have 3 summoners right now. There's one for each type, one control, one balance, one tenacity. The campaign would essentially be 4 plays, so not a very long campaign.
Make this
But
at Saks Off Fib.
you would go through all
Holiday
3
deals
generals, and at the end,
50% off coats,
like
cashmere
the
hats,
maker
gloves,
himself.
scarves, and more. There's something for everyone on your list,
You'd have
including yourself.
one person
Hurry in
controlling
now
the
or
summoners
shop
all
online at
through the whole
saxoffit.com.
campaign, and then
Ah,
the people playing that
At
are the
BMW, we
heroes.
want to remind you of
And
some
as you're
excuses
playing,
to
you
enjoy the ride
collect
home a little longer. If you're in the
cards,
all-new
loot
BMW
for
X5
kills,
with the
for
upgraded
treasure chests,
navigation
and
with
things
an
like that.
iRide
Your
7.0,
characters
consider
will level
the
up,
detour
or
excuse.
not level up, but essentially get stronger as the campaign goes
Make the
on,
most of
as
the
well
road
as
home.
the makers
Hurry
will
in to
get
the BMW Road Home
stuff
sales
to
event.
make them
Receive
stronger
exceptional offers on
along the
select
way.
models now through January 2nd.
But that's just
I
The ultimate driver.
I think that's going in the right direction.
State BMW centers.
Getting that from that idea to a finalized
to your favorite
actual
like it's
game mechanic is going
to
to.
B, and I need to get to
let's
Z.
talk.
I got a lot to do in between.
Yeah, I totally think that is going in the right direction. Though, if that is your ultimate goal is to have that, I think you're definitely going in the right direction for sure.
We've got a lot of game notes for that.
Sound good?
Like we had a whole crap
Including
system. Like,
For your
you
Yeah.
would get all these cards, and then like if you had 3 of the same one, you can increase it to a next level card, and then if you get 3 more of the same ones at that, you can get, it was like this whole
We had a whole crafting
list of shit.
and league play, and we've got a lot of proof of concept that we just needed to get a base mechanic put together. Find out how.
So Ryan, if you could add one thing to this to make it
Better?
I don't want to say better.
Sec-
More fun, more engaging. Maybe.
Mhm.
What would it be? Besides
One
making
thing.
the Minion Masters turn faster.
More ways to interact with the relics.
More ways to interact with the relics. Interesting.
I want to do something more with them. I don't feel like like they're so cool and I want to interact with them, but I don't feel like I can get to them and do what I want to do with them, even though they're there. Like they're there, but they're just like kind of not something I can do anything with yet. I want them to be cool and awesome and be able to interact with them more.
Give me an
We-
idea. Like,
We did kick around like status, like game board at one point.
you are cutting in and out so bad now.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I said at one point we kicked around like full game board altering effects, and then we shelved that.
I almost like maybe like you take control of a relic tower, and then while you have control of it, like maybe with 1 turn or 2 turn, during that time it doesn't attack you ever, and it'll only attack the enemies. You can kind of use it as like a defensive structure. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but it's an idea.
But it's an idea. Okay. Well, I mean, it's got to be something then if we're going to make it so that they don't attack minions. So, if that's something that we do attempt to try. I'll have to think about. Relics more interesting. I think that is the focus of the game. I think that's the selling point.
Right. It's combat around something, right? You have a cool mechanic. But a dungeon crawl, right? The whole point of dungeon crawl game, because this is not a crawl, it's right. It's still missing that kind of finite conclusion other than.
I'm just gonna pretend like I heard anything he said and be over here.
Oh Jesus!
I actually was holding and laughing so hard.
All right, what's a good headset? I'm putting it on my Amazon wish. My mom bought Christmas gifts yet.
I'm using a Logitech, but you can't use wired. What happened to you? Oh, yeah, you lost your dongle. I forgot.
I lost my dongle.
I'm also using a Logitech.
I even put fucking Velcro on the headset specifically so I wouldn't lose it.
Got dongled.
I got dongle. What I said was, fuck, I don't even remember.
So you want?
Oh yeah, I said, what we're missing is we don't have any finite conclusion. Like if you think a lot of the board games, there's a finite is the goal, right? Like complete the dungeon, right? This is more of an arena style game, and it's just missing sort of that element that's, hey, let's do something other than just kill each other.
I don't think you need that, honestly. I think you guys are totally good with what you got. I don't think you need to add necessarily anything else. I think you just need to refine what you have and make it more awesome. I think you guys are on the right path. You just need to keep iterating and refining and refining. I don't think you actually need to change anything yet. I would not make any major changes or add any more mechanics. I would take what you've got and just massage it until it feels better. So I think you guys are close enough. Other than missing that key thing that makes it like an interesting game of its own, I think what you currently have is actually in a really good place. And if you feel like if you just massage it enough, you might actually uncover what that cool thing is that makes your game awesome.
The big issue is we don't have like we have people that want it that will help us test. We don't have.
You're the first person to give legitimate advice. Let's just call it what it is.
Well, no, I'm not just saying that. Like, I'm saying like their commitment to this.
Mm-hmm.
So like usually I'm here like just staring at this fucking screen by myself for 3 hours. Like, is this good? Is this good? Yeah, I understand it's good. Somebody else knows it's good.
And then he calls me, and sometimes I can answer, and sometimes I can't.
So it's like that's the hard part, and it's really, really hard because we can't show other people it, not because we don't want to, because it's almost impossible to.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not something anyone could jump into.
Basically, you need to set a set focus group.
The issue with that is keeping people from getting like super involved and wanting to take it over as well.
Yep.
It's a very difficult line to walk. To have them be involved and be able to give constant feedback and at the same time not want to make it their own.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting each headset.
You know, Turtle Beach headset.
No, I'm just fucking around. Whatever it is, it's gonna be cheap because I break them or lose shit. But this Turtle Beach one, it's talking to me. $20. Oh, Xbox One, eat a dick.
I was about to say, I think Turtle Beach only does Xbox stuff. I don't think you do PC.
Well, shit.
Right, I'm stuck on this, Ryan. I'm trying to figure out how to make the relics more interesting.
An idea, but I need to eat food first.
I got nothing for you.
Yeah, I got an idea, but
I stick away from the design as much as I possibly can in games.
Do you not know how to hold back? Do you just say ridiculous shit?
Yep, that's me. So just today we had to redesign part of our game today because publishers are pieces of shit and decided to not tell us things till the last minute.
That sucks, man.
Oh man, I fucking wanted to strangle some people today.
That's pretty normal.
Oh, it's not like what they did to us today is not exactly normal, but it's not so out of the.
It's not abnormal.
It's not abnormal, but it was really shitty of them to do. But yeah, so we're having to redesign like a very large part. Like we had to redesign one of our weapons of our game completely. Like, and not even just like one weapon, like our ranged weapons have to be completely redesigned in our game because they decided, oh hey, that actually just doesn't work on our platform. So sorry.
Cocksucker.
What do you think of the determination system, Ryan?
Oof. I love it. I really, really love it. I want to get more out of it. I really want it to be. I think it's amazing. I think it really could be like maybe like close to that thing that makes your game interesting and cool if you used it right, or like really, really made it good. Like if you just continue to massage it and get it in the right place, I think could actually end up being that one thing that makes your game awesome.
What if it did more? Like, what if we replaced the attack and defense with the stat and determination?
I wouldn't go that far. I think that's pushing it a little bit too much. I think keep it what it is. Keep it as it is right now, and then kind of just play with it a little bit more, add a little bit more to it, take a little bit away. Just kind of give every single character like maybe give every single one of the characters like something special about them. I think you kind of already have this that is their determination that kind of defines them, and maybe make that a little bit more powerful or more different for each character. That's like your determination rolls on this character are really important, and then have maybe the maker play with the hero's determination a little bit more, like be a little bit more interaction along that.
Yeah, so my thought was with determination, and it's not as simple, I guess you could say, as I wanted to be. So when I thought of determination, I wanted it to be this thing where it's 90% situational, 10% I'm just gonna have a little fun with it, right? Like I wanted you to really contemplate: do I want to use this at this point in time, knowing that the outcome of this roll could make it that much harder for me to use this when I really need it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used mine a bunch early, which did work, but then when I really wanted it to go up a couple times at the end, my determination roll was so I kind of fucked myself.
Oh,
Ryan,
Ryan, I think you had the highest determination I've ever seen at like 18.
18 was the highest.
19. I got up to 19. It was at 19. And like the first one I dropped was down to 18. But yeah, it was 19 at one point.
19, yeah, that's high, because originally it was just 1 up, 1 down. For this game, we changed it to 2 up, 1 down. Because the 1 up, 1 down, it was literally, you were between 9 and 13.
Yes, that makes sense.
Ever got out of that? So I was like, so we thought about it. Figured we just go make it harder when you do get it. Slowly bring yourself back down as needed.
I think even giving characters like an ability, like some characters an ability to spend an action point, or maybe that's what happens when you sprint, is you sprint, you move your full distance, and you reduce your determination by 1. That would make me want to use my sprint more often, because not only is it a positional thing, it now has a secondary benefit that I feel makes it totally worth. I would totally sprint in that case.
That makes
Yeah, interesting.
something.
So, find a way to... Okay. Alright, I can work with this.
And that's probably was my favorite. Like, I mean, the relics are really, really cool. The determination, I think, is like a really awesome mechanic in your game. I think that one is probably one of the coolest for sure.
Okay. I can look at that. Awesome. Alright, well, I think that's enough for I fall asleep. Ryan, thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem.
I appreciate it, man.
What did you say? Play on Saturday nights? D&D?
We play Saturday days.
Oh, Saturdays.
Yeah.
Alright, I think Drew is going to test with us either probably Saturday night. It's the next time I'll try and shoot for tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow night. I don't know, one of the two nights.
Okay.
But yeah, alright.
If you want to ping me, I might be up for joining you guys.
Okay.
I might also be just completely exhausted after playing D&D for like 5 hours straight.
Damn. When you said play Saturday days, I was like, he's a real man. Because we all
We
all
play
just,
for like 6 to 8 hours on average.
yeah, we just fit shit in when we can. When anyone tells me they're playing D&D on a, it's a real man. He's committed.
We're committed pretty hard. We've been playing for 4 years straight, at least once a week.
That's awesome.
We've barely missed. I think we've missed maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks in the last 4 years. Actually, probably like 5 or 6 actually now. 5 or
That's-
6 weeks in the
That's
past.
still awesome.
Thousands of
Yeah.
people have already taken advantage of
There's
the
been over
gift of the
multiple
season,
different people
New
like
Jersey
DMing
tax
and
amnesty.
different campaigns,
Now
but
through
overall we
January
have basically
15th,
not
you
really
too
missed
can pay
much
your
at all.
back taxes
We
to
got-
the state of
Oh, God,
New
tell me
Jersey
about
reduced
it.
interest and
Franklin-
no
Tell me about it.
penalties.
Franklin played 5th edition with us 2 weeks ago.
So don't miss
played
it. To learn more,
You played
find
5th
out if
edition
you
D&D with us
tax
2 weeks ago.
NJ.gov,
And by
or call
played with us, we meant spent an hour making characters and then rolled a few dice.
Tax amnesty.
Hey, we
Consider
killed
it
that
a
fucking
gift.
rat thing.
We killed that fucker.
Thousands of people have
killed
already
that
taken
fucking thing. I'm
advantage
like,
of the gift of the
guys, I wanna
season,
taunt.
New Jersey tax
I wanna
amnesty. Now
killed the
through
thing.
January
Oh, you have a
15th,
taunt.
you too can pay
guys.
your back taxes to the state of New Jersey with reduced
Yeah, it was
interest and
pretty
no
fun.
penalties. A gift like
Um,
this doesn't come along every year, so don't
Some of the
miss
guys
it.
play on Roll20,
Find out if
and
you
then a couple of the guys have master accounts on Fantasy Grounds.
or
Uh-huh.
call 800 8407.
So I think that time we were. Oh yeah, we were definitely using Fantasy Grounds because one of the guys read computer, and he was the GM, and he port, so we could join the game.
Cool.
So
Yeah, we play on Roll20.
When you first load it up, and you have to load in all the assets and stuff, it literally kills your computer for about 35 minutes.
it was not. It was like 5.
Are you kidding me? 5 minutes?
Yeah.
No. Before we can actually get in, after loading all the shit that Sam needed, that
It was 5 minutes.
35 minutes. I'm sitting here
Oh.
staring at my screen, wondering if my computer's alive or not.
It was.
It was not 5 minutes. We literally got on at 9 o'clock and didn't start playing till 12.
Because we needed to make characters, and 3 of the 5 of us didn't know what the.
It wasn't 5 of us, it was me, you, there's 4 of us. See,
4 of
you
us.
know what we're talking about. See, Ryan, there you go. That's just a little shit.
It was not 35 minutes. Fucking.
But it was only the first time. After that, you're fine.
Yeah, we only pretty much play on Roll20, and we've bought our DM. A lot of the like actual core rulebooks on Roll20.
Yep.
And that's so nice. There's so many tokens and stuff. I mean, he can just like make the games for us and give us the books, everything. So it's
It's
super
the same thing there as loading in the asset. Although one of the things that and Johnny noticed this is that if you know how he's like big into Pathfinder. Wait, no, you don't know Johnny. Never mind. If you buy your books from Paizo, they give you a code, and so
Yep.
you buy the physical edition. And I think Roll20 has a few of those relationships too, right?
They do now with they have it with D&D Beyond.
Okay, yeah, because they didn't initially, but yeah. So I mean, I think that's a cool thing. So, all right, gentlemen. Well, I am gonna go
sleep because I'm
I
fucking
am
tired.
also gonna go sleep.
Thank you again, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, later, Franklin. I'll talk to you tomorrow, dude.
Yep. Later.
See ya.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.